Hello there, welcome to On the Beat, the podcast that uncovers full frontal male nudity in cinema. My name is Laura, and I am joined by my, my captain, my boat captain, my captain, Ryan.
Could have been bottom feeder.
Skipper.
Yeah, it could have been a bottom feeder.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I assume you're
just
talking...
Anyway.
We're going to talk about the 2019 stoner comedy, The Beach Bum, directed by Harmony Korine, starring Matthew McConaughey, Snoop Dogg, Isla Fisher, Stefania Levy Owen, Martin Lawrence, Zac Efron, Jonah Hill, and Jimmy Buffett. The synopsis for this movie is an irreverent comedy about the misadventures of Moondog, a rebellious stoner and lovable rogue who lives large. Tagline is, "You gotta go low to get high."
So here's the thing, like the minute you refer to it as like a stoner comedy...
That's what it says on the World Wide Web.
Well, maybe that's why I was making the disconnect here. So now I feel like my rating is a little bit more justified. But, right, okay, it makes sense. It makes sense.
I'm not saying that that's what the director necessarily would describe it as.
I don't know. Because stoner comedy, like this is a little looser than that, you know. This isn't Harold and Kumar levels of comedy, stoner comedy
No,
levels.
it's like Cheech and Chong through Harmony Korine's demented eyes.
Yeah, Cheech and Chong.
Yeah.
We should cover more stoner comedies because they're a little bit easier to watch than some of the stuff we cover.
They're so hard to talk about. I find comedy is so hard to talk about. This is different.
This is a little bit more, because there's a quote unquote a dramatic element to it. Because to me personally, it feels very, like, from start to finish, feels very neutral at points. So it doesn't really grab me emotionally at any point. But yeah, it does. There is a dramatic element in it, which is pretty harsh and pushes the story forward. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, why don't you tell us about Harmony Korine? I don't know. As far as I'm aware, I don't know of any other Harmony Korine movies that have full frontal male nudity. There's tons of boobs.
Well, we probably need to get Josh involved.
Yeah,
he wanted to do more Harmony Korine stuff because I'm not familiar on him either, and from what I have seen of his, I'm not the biggest fan of. So it's not like I come in as there's no adulation, unfortunately.
I'm a little bit more familiar with like his newer stuff. I've seen. Well, he didn't direct Kids, but he wrote Kids.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, Kids, it's like, well, it's Kids,
It
is. Like, anyway, Harmony Korine. He's an American filmmaker, actor, photographer, artist, and author. So he has, very particular methods. I've kind of used the words of erratic, loose, transgressive, taboo, experimental. And he does a lot of like mix of video and film mediums. So one minute he'll be shooting on Super 16 and the next minute he'll be shooting on, VHS tape, that sort of thing. Yeah, I mean, we've already kind of pointed out, he started his career writing Kids for Larry Clark. And he eventually obviously had his directorial debut with Gummo, but he did also write Ken Park as well. It's going to be difficult to talk to him without bringing up the 2009 Roman Polanski controversy. I don't know if we were going to bring it up. But,
I had it at the end.
I thought I would get it up on Front Street because I feel like they had a petition to release him after his Swiss arrest and stuff. Anyway, I wanted to get it up on Front Street because I feel like if we didn't do it, people would be asking, well, you can't talk about him without talking about this. So, but, other than his films, and I'll go through them. There's not a ton of them anyway.
Artiste.
I would say artiste. Yeah, and he does several different things because it's like photography. He's written books. He's made art. He's had exhibitions. He's also an entrepreneur. He formed Edgelord, which is a creative and tech company that's based out in Miami. And he's also been involved in music. I mean, he's made a bunch of music videos, and he's also credited as co-writing for Bjork and Lana Del Rey. So there's a lot there. But anyway, we start in 97 with Gummo. Probably, I guess, his most seminal film, being his debut. Julian Donkey Boy in 99, Mr. Lonely 2007, Trash Humpers in 2009, Spring Breakers 2012, Beach Bum for what we're covering today, 2019, Aggro Drift 2023, and Baby Invasion in 2024. before.
I saw the name of that technology company, the tech company, and I didn't know that you said Edgelord, and I'm
Yeah.
like, huh?
Yeah.
Because it's spelled EDGLRD, like, all caps.
I was going to say it's missing obviously the evident vowels that it needs in order for it to make it, but it makes sense to me.
Yeah, Edgelord.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
it might be
weird.
You know what? It
Funny.
it might be because I've got at least 90 to 100 hours of Call of Duty under my belt. You see stuff like that all the time, and you also see some of the worst of humanity. So, all sorts of stuff. But yeah, Edgelord, I think it's obviously a joke.
Yeah.
Because I love the term Edgelord. Love it.
Despite
It's so
I'm
fucking funny.
not trying to be like a sympathizer, but despite the Roman Polanski thing, he seems like a cool dude.
Yeah, I guess we don't know him personally though, so it's kind of just
I can't say.
fine.
I said seems.
You bet. Yeah,
appears to be.
It's on the basis of his work, as vast as it is and as diverse as it is. Yes, I get it.
I also like a Florida fan. I'm a fan of Florida fans, people that get it.
Yeah, and I guess what kind of get this up there is that we've seen this film before, and the first time I saw it, couldn't fucking stand it. But that was before I came to Florida, and we just came back from Key West as well.
Which is why I was like, Google Key West movies. I want to talk about my vacation. But yeah, we did see this when we were still living in Scotland, and I was missing Florida, and I love Scotland. I do, but when I was there,
the sun is different over here. The sunlight is so much different over here than it is in Scotland because you barely see it in Scotland.
I was listening to a lot of Jimmy Buffett, and it was cold, beautiful but chilly, and I was just yearning for some bullshit Florida stuff, and so I requested that you watch not Spring Breakers, The Beach Bum, which is what we're talking about. And you hadn't seen it. It just came out 2019, and you hated it, and I absolutely adored it. I absolutely loved it, and so I was excited for you to watch it again just to see if it changes anything, because you didn't get it. You didn't get what Florida has.
Yeah, I didn't fully understand the potential of what I was missing out on at that point.
And now you've been here, you've done Key West.
Yeah, it's relatable to a certain degree as I'm not a tourist, but I've kind of, I've embraced the lifestyle. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, the Moondog
have to. Yeah,
lifestyle.
You have to. I wish I was more like Moondog to a certain extent, attitude-wise. I do think he is a prick, though. I think he's a selfish asshole. And I don't think he should be as well liked as he seems to be.
Well, it's not like he has a lot of close friends. His friends are fleeting. So no one ever gets close enough.
Well, everyone's aloof, you know what I mean? Everyone's kind of got this secret barrier around them, and they kind of operate within their own little bubbles, and then sometimes those bubbles meet. Because the thing is, the cast is stacked because it's full of cameo performances. People are there for 15 minutes or something, and then they're out of the movie.
Yeah, you've got your Jonah Hill sequence, you've got your Zac Efron sequence, your Martin Lawrence.
Jonah Hill's maybe the best thing in the film for me personally.
Wow.
I really like what he does when he's there, but you know what? I keep on mixing Jonah Hill with, I keep on calling him Seth, and I can never remember his name. I can never remember his name. And I figured that out yesterday. I was like, what the fuck is that guy's name?
Jonah Hill's a problem as well.
Yeah. I had a vision in the shower for some reason.
Oh.
And Jonah Hill was in it, and I had an argument with Jonah Hill because he thought I'd said something disparaging about him. And where we were at was the Oscars green room where all the snacks are. And he thought I'd said something, but I was literally knee deep in snacks.
This is your daymare?
This is my daymare, and I had them in the shower. Well, you know how I sometimes have personal arguments in the shower.
It's an interesting one because you could have had a real argument with him about how he's treated his girlfriends in the past. but
Well,
instead you had an argument about
supposedly I'd
over
said
snacks.
Well, no, that's the thing. I was just minding my own business with the snacks, but he
Oh.
thought I'd said something, and then we started this argument. And then, because I didn't back down because of his celebrity, for some reason we ended up becoming friends. So,
Was the spread good?
I mean, what I had was like this little vol au vent thing. It was
Okay.
like a kind of like a pastry thing with like a prawn or something, like a seafood center, like with a cream cheese. And I was really going to town on those
Wow.
little ones, until obviously Jonah Hill showed up and started accusing me of saying things about him when I didn't say anything at all. So
Did he have the same accent in the movie? His like low country
no,
South Carolina
he sounds like
mixed with like a Louisiana Creole.
Well, the thing was, he sounds like how he sounds in Superbad, so like just himself. But the thing was that in the argument, I couldn't remember his fucking name.
Yeah.
So I'm calling him. I'm like, "Yo, Wolf of Wall Street," and I'm calling him Superbad because I couldn't
I'm sure
remember
he
his
loved
fucking
that.
name.
In your okay,
Because I kept on calling him Seth.
we should stop talking about your shower daymare and talk about this movie. God, really went on a tangent there.
Yeah, but the only we're talking about the cameos. The only thing and the one what we both thought was that we thought Colin Hanks was also in the movie as like the would be new husband to obviously Moondog's daughter.
Yeah. For a split second, he looked
for a
just
split
like
second
Colin Hanks.
from the correct angle. You're like, that's Colin Hanks with
Yeah.
a buzz cut. Yeah, it's weird.
So Harmony Korine said that the film is loosely based on a set of characters that he was hanging out with when he was in the Keys. He wrote it quick, just kind of like how he wrote Spring Breakers, and obviously cast a bunch of people that are very recognizable, and then also cast real life people, just people that he met in Florida.
The characters.
He says he likes when they meet in the middle. Like when you have all the secondary characters, locations, the color, everything, like it affects the main roles in a way. So he wanted to make a movie that he considers like pure joy. And he says that this film, especially like going through Moondog's eyes, is a view of cosmic America.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
He describes Moondog as a character in a Bob Dylan song, dancing through life's pleasure and pain, knowing that every interaction is another note in the tune of his life, and that his talent is more of a burden that gets in the way of living his like decadent and hedonistic lifestyle. He said that his talent is incidental and even counterproductive to living that life. He's not a genius in the sense of like Mozart or Francis Bacon, that he's tortured by his artistic fire, but more like that it's a hassle. It's like a guy who's 7'3". He knows how easy it is to dunk a basketball. Everyone wants to see him dunk, but he doesn't want to dunk. He just wants to do what he wants to do. There's also he
just wants to dribble.
He just wants to excess, I suppose. Like he just wants to party, and luckily for him,
because because it's work. Like,
right?
It's work, and I do.
He is kind of like you, isn't he?
Yeah, it's fucking work. And the thing
is,
you
got to get it out.
Yeah, but you're cursed. Like you're eternally you're cursed because you're like, I know I can fucking do this, but I'm so fucked off. It's work. It's like you really have to do it. Yeah, I don't know. I'd rather play Doom Eternal or something.
Wow.
And that's my curse.
Instead of like hanging out with big tittied ladies and smoking big doobs.
I'm not hanging out with big titty ladies other than yourself.
Thank
I'm
you.
not really that's not gonna happen. Like I go to the cafe and it's just nothing but bare tits everywhere, and I'm just tapping away at my work. But yeah, it's like I
do love that. I love that he's typing away and he's just got a lot of boobies, like so many bare breasts hanging around.
Well, he's just buying hookers because he's got all this money.
Well, I mean that's for later, but so there is a rumor that Gary Oldman was Corinne's first choice to play Moondog and then turned it down.
Makes sense.
Does it?
I think it would be great with Gary Oldman because he watched True Romance.
Yeah, but he's a bad boy in that movie.
Yeah, but it's the
Energy.
yeah, people understand exactly what I'm saying.
I get it.
You can see it. I mean, I always had an issue with that role in True Romance anyway, because it's like, you know, the racism element of it, potentially.
But it's also too good.
It's really good, but you're also kind of like, the ambiguity of it, of potential offense is something that, like, it just weighs on it a little bit.
I just can't think of anyone that's mad about that. Because it's Gary Oldman.
That's why it's ambiguous. It's kind of just like, oh, I'm surprised that's not considered offensive.
Yeah,
you know, it's
I couldn't find anything to. It's just a rumor that Gary Oldman was considered, but I just find it odd that it wouldn't be Matthew McConaughey.
Well, yeah, aye. All right, like all of this.
Gary Oldman's so much older as well.
I mean, also like Beach Bum in 2019. Matthew McConaughey is huge. Like he's massive, you know, at this point.
And also, this is not a well-grossing film for him. It's one of the least grossing films.
Yeah, but like I think, you know, because I was watching stuff on, they've got the money. Like it doesn't matter. It feels like he's just like Harmony Korine's just friends with all these people, and he's just kind of he just seduces them into these scenarios. And there's nothing technically wrong with the Beach Bum. Like it is exactly what it is, and you know he's picked the characters and the people to play those characters relatively quite well. You know.
Well, Snoop Dogg was...
he's not... I don't think... Snoop Dogg... I wish Snoop Dogg was more Snoop Dogg in this movie because it just... Yeah, a lot of it feels very stilted.
In the script, when Harmony Korine wrote the script, he wrote Snoop Dogg as playing himself, Snoop Dogg.
It makes sense, yes.
And then when Snoop Dogg read it, he was like, I'd like to have a character. So then came Lingerie. There's a point where they're in some sort of...
It's like Snoop Dogg's trying to act, and you can tell, and it's not great.
It's fantastic. Disagree.
It's not good.
Hugely disagree. He's such a little treat, and he's so sweet. I like him very much in that. He's like such a good friend, except that he's fucking his friend's wife. But he's such a good friend.
Yeah,
I love him in this movie.
It's an oxymoron.
Well, there's a part where they are before he shows him like a big weed plant that he got from Jamaica. There's a song playing, and I'm like, that sounds like a Snoop song. And it is a Snoop song that's like playing in the background while Snoop's in the scene, and it's that whole meta thing, which is weird. It almost would be better if he was playing himself, playing his own music. You know what I mean? Because then he's like, yeah, I'm playing my music.
But then he has to admit that he's Snoop Dogg in the movie.
Which
he doesn't.
Correct.
Yeah, so, you know, it's like, well, they do the same thing with Jimmy Buffett, because Jimmy Buffett's in the movie as well.
But Jimmy Buffett's playing Jimmy Buffett.
He is playing Jimmy Buffett. It's kind of like, yeah, this... but he's also playing a character of Jimmy Buffett as well.
Of course.
You know what I mean? It's
of
not...
Of course.
That is,
because he's getting rubbed down by ladies. There's titties everywhere. He's making...
Yeah.
I mean, but he's, you know, a caricature of himself. But somehow, Harmony Korine and Jimmy Buffett are friends. Were friends before he passed away. But like, how did that happen? And I was trying to dig into the internet. How did these two become friends? That's so weird. Like, Jimmy Buffett knows a lot about his life. It's very weird. You know, some of this movie, it was even said, was inspired by the songs Margaritaville and A Pirate Looks at 40. Yeah. And when Korine wrote the film, he just asked Jimmy Buffett, hey, bud, want to be in my movie? He's like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
They're just pals. And also, I mean, this is kind of my last note, other than the fact that they shot in roughly 300 different locations.
Okay.
It's kind of interesting how it's like he didn't want to get bored with any one particular location or scene, because there's parts where they're having the same exact conversation, but in multiple different locations.
Right.
It's just like a string of the same conversation shot all over the place. And I thought that was really fun. It was like, you can kind of pick up the movie at any particular point and not have to, like, the movie continues on. you're not going to be confused about anything that's happening. Anyway, Harmony Korine moved from Tennessee to Miami in like 2013 or 2014 after spending time there after filming Spring Breakers. And this is where I appreciate someone who gets Florida, right? So he said he likes the way that it looks and it feels. That was kind of what drew him there in the first place. It was like the sky, the trees, the breeze, iguanas. It's like he called it like the extreme wealth and the extreme hood all smacked up against each other. It's undefinable, and that the history is only like 100 years old, so it's just inventing itself. He said he couldn't put himself in a place like Europe because there's already too much like solidified history. Mm-hmm. And he has a studio in Miami's Design District.
Nice.
Boom. Let's see. So the dick scene comes in about like 4 minutes into the movie, but I wrote a note before that starts, and I said the first song is rightly A Pirate Looks at 40 by Jimmy Buffett, obviously, playing over Moondog, two bare-breasted ladies on a boat, which is aptly named Well Hung.
Yeah. Okay.
And this dick scene at 4 minutes and 58 seconds into the motion picture is during like an introductory Moondog montage, is what I called it.
Okay, yeah.
Because there's no story yet. You're just seeing Moondog walk around Key West.
The man in his environment.
He finds an adorable white kitten, which I thought was maybe hearkening to Snowball, which was Ernest Hemingway's cat. It was like the origins of the six-toed cats at the Hemingway house. And like cats were lucky on ships and stuff. And he finds this little white cat on the dock.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, maybe that's what that is. But he's holding this adorable little white kitten, and you see him in his element. He's doing poetry on stage. He's at a bar hanging out with people, hanging on his boat. And then you see him, I think he's on the dock still, and he's just peeing off the dock. At least outside. It was dark.
Well, he's pissing into a schooner boat, and he's laughing like De Niro, Max Cady in the cinema. Yeah. It's like, har, har, har.
Yeah, just having a great time.
Yeah, I mean, Max Cady was also having a really good time at that point in the movie too. So
yeah. I love that movie. I do. But that's the tick scene. So it's a very dark shot, and you might watch it and miss it, and then you might think, why are you doing this podcast? I didn't see anything. And I'll say, turn the brightness up on your television, or maybe it was just an excuse so we could talk about Florida. I don't know. Pick your poison.
But you see it though.
You do.
You do see it, and it's obviously he's actually peeing. It's not there's no apparatus there.
No, God, that'd be too much.
Yeah, that'd be weird. Like, and there's nothing to read there either. So, but yeah, I just like the fact that he's like peeing into the boat.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of like, oh, someone pissed in my boat, you know? It's like, what the fuck? But yeah, it's also the laugh as well, and it's relatively quite brief. I mean, he's there for at least a few seconds of screen time. But I mean, it's it's incidental.
Exactly. It's my favorite kind. It's showing the relaxed nature of a man in his element.
Yeah.
Causing a ruckus. So this comes in again, like 5 minutes into the movie, before the movie even necessarily starts. So the only other things I have written down are like things that I laughed at.
Yeah. I mean, you continue with the host of, because I'm not even going to go through the story because I'm not the biggest fan of it.
Whatever.
But the cast of characters begins to show its face. Zac Efron is a standout. Martin Lawrence is grossly underappreciated.
So Zac Efron, if you were his hair, okay,
hair is amazing.
He came in with a full beard, like before the film started production, or before his scenes at least, with a big old thick head of hair, big old beard. And they bleached his hair. It took like 3 times because it's very dark, thick hair, right?
Right.
And then with his beard. Okay, so Gianna Sparacino, who is the hair department lead on the film, said that the beard was inspired by a panini. And the director showed her a picture of panini char marks. And she goes, I can do that. And so that's how they ended up getting like the lines in all of his facial hair
Yeah.
to look like a sandwich.
Well, then they rob a man in a mobility scooter.
That was you know what, out of all the things in the movie, you would expect more mean-spirited things because of the director and the stuff that we're used to seeing.
Yeah.
That's the only mean-spirited thing in the entire film.
Yeah.
Is Zac Efron pushing over a man in a mobility scooter and then stealing his money.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. I mean, they shouldn't have probably been driving drunk as well.
Right, but it's not mean-spirited.
It's not, but
That's
it's
not
kind of,
mean-spirited.
there's a lot of selfishness happening with these characters here
Oh my
as
God,
well.
yes,
And
but
just
none of
kind
them are-
where it's,
none of them are directed at a particular individual. None of them are intended to harm somebody else, like in a direct way.
Yeah.
Indirectly, you know, like how Moondog acts and is obviously not great towards his daughter. He's incredibly selfish and indirectly is harming people around him, but
Yeah.
you know.
But it's like, it's also kind of like sort of irredeemable as well. Like, it doesn't, you know.
Disagree.
I mean, his attraction as a character is this kind of, you know, this very very addictive charisma that he has.
Yeah.
You know, and he's obviously super intelligent. But then it kind of, you have I have issues with the other characters, like trying to like relate to them in any way, shape, or form. Other than it just, this feels like an hour and a half long caricature. You know.
Yeah. It's fun.
So, you know.
Do you remember when Martin Lawrence's character got attacked by a shark? By like a CG shark?
Yes.
He got his foot bitten off.
Yeah.
Excellent.
He did.
Excellent stuff.
He's like, I've only had 4 deaths on my watch.
That boat with that little schooner was so filthy. It was fantastic.
Do you want to watch me feed my coke-addled parrot?
I don't even know how they found him to do a boat tour.
I mean, that's
we went on a dolphin watch tour, and it certainly didn't look like that. When
they were tourists, obviously, and they looked like they were struggling. You know, it was orgy season. You know,
dolphin orgy season.
Dolphin orgies.
I mean, that happens. We were in St. Petersburg in Florida one time, and it was dolphin fucking season.
Yeah.
And it really was.
It really was. They were writhing around all over the place.
It was crazy. It was really splashy in there. We weren't in the water. We were at a bar watching the dolphins have sex, along with many other people and children and whatnot. But yeah, super fun.
It's nature.
Yeah.
It's just nature.
They're doing it. Might as well enjoy it.
It's natural.
So there's also a point in the movie, I mean, they're smoking joints all the time, where Moondog and Lingerie are smoking a joint, and they have prop weed, right?
Yeah.
But Snoop Dogg at one point switched out the weed on set for actual weed.
Makes
sense. And McConaughey said that the next 9 hours were a lot of fun, but I don't think we used one word in the English language. They got stoned on Snoop weed, he said. Snoop weed.
Snoop weed, yeah.
Yeah. This was not a box office success, as we've alluded to. The box office take home was $4.6 million on a $5 million budget.
Oh, that's not nice. Almost breaking even.
So close.
There's far worse. There's far more egregious things out there. It's like ones with like $400 million budgets only making back like $50 million or something.
I saw one the other day, and it's a movie that I've never heard of, and I can't think of the name, but it was like a $450 million budget, and they made $165,000 back. Wait, is this it? It's called Desert Warrior? Yes. It was it was $150 million, and they made back $500,000. I've never heard of this movie. It's a historical action film starring Anthony Mackie.
And where's he? Where'd he go?
He went to the desert to do a warrior movie.
Aye, well, we haven't seen him since then, though.
Well, he's still a Falcon.
Yeah, he's still a Falcon. Yeah,
Winter Soldier.
Yeah, of course. Cannot wait for the next day.
The next Avengers Doomsday.
Oh God,
that comes out this year.
So it's gonna suck. It's probably gonna suck.
I agree.
Like,
And I'm going to watch it.
so bad. Yeah, no, I thought they'd be trying to make back some of that money after Desert Warrior. Who makes the title of a movie Desert Warrior and think, I can't wait for this to make a ton of money?
Is there anything else you want to bring up before we get into ratings? No? Okay, so I am going to go with our visibility and context rating of a 1.5. I could go to a 2, but it's very, very dark.
A 2.
All right, sure. I'll go with a 2.
Dark. Yeah,
it is
really
super dark, but the context is great because it's just giving you that freewheeling, free-spirited attitude of the Moondog who, actually, no, he does do one mean-spirited thing also. He pushes that tuba player into the water. That would hurt. If you had a tuba around you and then you fell face first into the water and got a tuba smacked in your face.
And then your tuba fills with water.
And you die.
Well, I don't know if you die.
You drown.
You might lose the tuba.
Yeah, you can't clean a tuba after that.
No.
All right, so he does do some mean stuff. But he does it for the jokes. And everyone around him laughed. Anyway, okay, visibility and context to 2. Free-spirited Moondog. I really thought he could have been naked more. Just considering the type of vibe that he emits, But at least he wore a lot of dresses. I liked that.
Yeah.
All right.
He was a shawl kind of man.
Like a flowy moo-moo.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's nice. It's breezy.
What's your rating for the movie?
Oh, 4.5. I love this movie. I think it's wonderful. I don't know what would give it a 5 necessarily. I don't think it's the kind of movie that gets a 5, but
it's not the kind of movie that gets a 4.5.
It does for me.
I don't know.
I like it very much. I find it very fun. I think it's entertaining. We didn't even talk about Isla Fisher. Moondog goes down on his wife outside of their Miami mansion, and while she's getting a pedicure. It's hilarious. She's incredible.
I wasn't a fan of that scene.
I
for
loved
some
it.
reason, I was just like, the poor workers. You know what I mean?
Oh, no, it's horrible.
The poor nail technician. I'm like, fuck.
She's not great. She's not the nicest person.
No.
But, and it's where they put it on early to where you go, okay, why does Moondog have this freedom? Where is he getting his money from? A poet doesn't make this much money in this age that we're living in. And then you realize, oh, he married a super wealthy woman.
Yeah.
There is where it comes from, and he's got that funny tooth anyway. But I love Isla Fisher. She's fantastic all the time. She almost makes me want to watch those magician movies. Almost. Now You See Me. Now You Don't. Part 4. Anyway.
Yeah, those movies are fantastic. Like when Jesse Eisenberg turns himself into a puddle of water to
I hate magic.
To escape.
I hate magic.
I've seen both of those movies back to back. They are straight 3-star films. They are never better and they're never worse. They are the most thing. And ironically, that's what I give Beach Bum by giving it an awful lot of goodwill. Because originally when I gave it a 3.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's never and you know what? It's like a pity 3. It should be a 2.5. This is straight down the middle as far as I'm concerned.
Falsehood.
The thing is, if you get into the philosophy of the film and you kind of really get wrapped up in what McConaughey's doing and what everybody else is doing, and I mean the film looks nice enough, but if you can get into that, I think that's kind of how you feel about it, and you kind of just wow, this has all the ingredients of something that I quite like. That's your perspective.
Yes.
To me, it runs this really fine line of feeling a little bit empty and vapid at points, to me. And it just kind of, it means that I disconnect from it. Now, that doesn't mean that, because I was putting out, quotations and stuff from the movie, because individually, little moments that happen from scene to scene to scene do make it better than it actually is. But for me personally, I'm just not really emotionally connected in any way, shape, or form, or in any way emotionally in general about it. It's kind of it's not funny enough to be a stoner comedy at that level for me, and it's not dramatic enough to be. It kind of sits in somewhere in between.
It's very funny. I'm
yeah,
just gonna argue. It's very funny.
It's entertaining to a point, but I personally just don't find it that funny.
I like all the lights
consistently. and I kind of bored by it. But I gave it a 3 because of how it looks and for those individual moments. For the overall storyline, could not care less. But for the individual moments that happen in the movie and stuff, I think, yeah, there's a little bit there. But yeah, and I'm never going to watch the film again.
He writes a titular book from the title of the movie. He writes a book called The Beach Bum. Jimmy
Yeah.
Buffett's in it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing.
That's fine. You're allowed to like what you like.
I just bought it. We didn't own it before because I knew how much you hated it. But we buy it now, and you're like, I'm not going to watch it again. Joke's on you. We got a lot of time left in this life, baby. We're gonna watch it again. It's so good. I'm gonna make you watch Spring Breakers as well.
Whatever.
So good. Thank you all for listening to us. We didn't even talk about our Key West trip. We saw dolphins. It was really fun.
I said we went to Key West. I think that's fine.
I drank a lot of blue-colored drinks, and I didn't feel good. But I had a nice time, and I ate 1,000 shrimp. 10 out of 10.
The ocean has been drained
Of shrimps.
of shrimp.
Because I was there.
Yeah, we got a snorkel. We did a whole bunch of beach island living life stuff. It was great.
Yeah.
It was lovely. Anyway.
Make sure to follow us on Instagram at onthebeat, BITTE. There's a website, onthebeat.com. Rate, review us, give us a nice rating. Because
Yeah, be
that's
nice, though, because you
good.
shouldn't shit on people's hobby.
It is a hobby. Coming to you from the Schooner Wharf Bar, I've been Laura.
Ryan.
All right.
Oh, God. I hate myself. Those little half-second pauses where I go to say something, and then you just fill it straight in again, and I'm just like, oh, okay.
Maybe just relax.
I was just trying to get it done.
What?